executed?
Well, you spend, years and years and months and hours of every day with a person. You talk every day. Hey, what are you doing? And, let's eat something. Let's make something to eat. And, he eventually comes by one day and is like, yeah, I got to go, man. And, when he leaves and turns his back and walks down them steps, he ain't coming back. They're going to kill him.
About an hour's drive south of Chicago in the state of Indiana is one of America's oldest and most notorious maximum security prisons. The majority of the 1,900 inmates here are serving long sentences for unspeakable crimes.
And when I came at you, I wasn't just going to stick you an inch. I was going to run something all the way through you.
12 are due to be executed on the orders of the state. For 2 weeks, I was given privileged access to this dark and forbidding world.
I do deserve to be executed. Bottom line, I ain't going to candy coat it. I deserve to be executed.
Welcome to Indiana State Prison.
Thank you.
My introduction to the prison was dramatic. The man who runs it, Superintendent Bill Wilson, agreed to take me to death row.
So this is actually the entrance?
This is the actual entrance, and it's 2 floors. We only have 12 men on the row right now.
You have to sign yourself in?
Mm-hmm.
The superintendent comes to death row every week to check on how the inmates are coping.
Superintendent, these are the pictures of people on death row?
Correct. These are the 12 gentlemen that are on death row, and it shows their cell location so that staff never have to question where they're at. No staff members are allowed on the unit when the offenders are out. So the offenders actually will secure themselves in the cells, and then their cell doors will be closed or opened as they need to come in or out.
Do you like any of these people?
They're all different in many ways, and I am respectful of who they are, what they are. Would I call them my friends? No, but there's some characters here that have some personality characteristics that you would say are likable.
He knows them all by name, and they know him.
McManus always amazed me how clean that cell is. Keep it up, kid. I know.
Hello.
You not in trouble?
Yeah.
All right. Wilkes, how's your eyes? You been over to medical at all? Yeah. Okay. I'm all right. How are you?
How you been?
All right. You?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Hi.
Is tension high?
Not for me.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Richie?
What's up?
All right.
All this?
Mr. Ritchie's wife, I believe, is from England.
Which part of England is she from?
St. Albans.
In Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I met her about 4 years ago in Pentown, and we hit it off instantly. And she came over, visited, couldn't get enough, married me.
How often do you get a chance to see her?
Every weekend.
Do you mind
Hey.
this?
No, not at all.
Yes. It is very, very unconventional, though, because the end game in this relationship is one that you know and she knows.
Well, yeah, kind of. Because a lot of guys can get off death row. A lot of us are getting off death row. But cases like mine and like another gentleman back here, we didn't kill no women or kids. We were charged with shooting a cop, a police officer. And they just don't let guys like us, no matter if you got good issues in your case or not, legal issues to let you off death row.
I've got... She knows that, and she married you.
I know. I found something now. See, I was a stupid kid at 19 and 20. I made very poor decisions. I would make decisions. I would do things without thinking about them, and I didn't give a damn about the consequence at all. That kid, to me now, 32 years old, that kid's gone. I'm not saying I'm rehabilitated. You know.
You're not saying that?
No, I'm not. But I am saying, because I'd be bullshitting. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm the kind of guy that does need to be in prison.
Why are you the kind of guy who needs to be in prison?
Because I'm the kind of guy, if I get fired from a job and I can't find a job, I'll do it the legal way, try to get a job, and I can't find a job, and I can't pay my bills, I'll go get a gun and I'll pay my bills. And I won't think nothing about it. It won't bother me at all.
You describe the person you are, but how do you see your life looking down the line? Where does it go? Where does it end up?
Either in a box or doing a life sentence in population. That's my choices right there. Doing a life sentence or being in a box. And I gotta watch my wife grow old through these bars.
Convicts are allowed yard time, 2 hours recreation every day. Save for taking showers and meals, this is their only opportunity to mix and to make allies.
Have you been here a long time?
27 years.
How many?
27 years.
27 years.
Heading to the Administrative Segregation Unit with Lieutenant Gillespie. The men here are among the prison's most dangerous.
This is Sergeant Fagan. This is his unit.
Many of the offenders here are gang members, drug dealers, and sexual predators. Everything they do is monitored and carefully controlled.
Could you tell me what this list of names is all about?
All right. Every cell house in Indiana State Prison has one of these. The idea behind this is to make sure we know where everyone's at, what they're doing, who they are, why they're here, etc. For example, if someone would accidentally take out 508 and 509 together, and let's say 508 owes 509 money, so 509's mad about it, and they get put in the shower together and the door's locked, and he has a weapon on him, 508 could lose his life. Like that. Just because someone made that mistake. So that's why it's important to really understand this board.
Do you feel that you must be constantly vigilant?
These guys have nothing but time. Okay, we're going home, so we're thinking about going to dinner with the wife, going to dinner with the mom, whatever. These guys have nothing but time. They're sitting here, and these guys, they're smart. They don't forget. So let's say you made them mad 2 weeks ago. You forgot all about it. They don't. So let's say you're sitting here minding your business, doing something, come up behind you and assault you. Yeah, you got to be awake. You got to be on your toes.
The offenders in this unit are locked down for 23 hours a day. And when they're allowed out for their 60-minute break, they're kept apart in individual steel cages. One of the men is 38-year-old Ronald L. Sanford. By any measure, and in any prison community, his is an exceptional story.
did you come here to Indiana State Prison?
Well, I came here in 1989 at the age of 15 years old. I was actually convicted of the crime that I'm here for at the age of 13 years old.
And what was the crime?
Double homicide. So I committed a double homicide at the age of 13 years old. At the age of 15, my case had ran its course through the court, and I was sitting here to this prison in 1989.
Double homicide,
yes, sir.
At the age of 13.
13, yes, sir.
That's very, very young.
It's tragic, to say the least, and it is very young. Absolutely, it's unheard of. You know, wow, it's unspeakable, to say the least. Even reflecting on it, almost 25 years later, in August, it'll be 25 years since that crime took place. It's still very vivid. It's still very poignant. It still resonates, and it still has the same amount of tragic elements involved in it now as it did then, and it will always be with me for the rest of my life. Always feels like an albatross around my neck. No matter where I go or what I do for the rest of my life, it'll always be with me.
What were the circumstances which led up to the incident which led you in prison at the age of 15?
Me and a friend had basically planned to get money to go to a fair, and to do so we were going to cut grass, and we went to a home basically, and they said they didn't want their grass cut, and rather than continue on the vein and go to the next home, we decided to push into the home essentially, and it ended in a double homicide. It's that simple. And for our complicity in that crime, I was sentenced to 170 years, 170.
You got a sentence of 170 years.
Yes.
However you cut that, you were not going to get out here.
I'm eligible for parole when I turn 100 years old.
Have you ever thought about all the things that you have missed that other 15-year-olds go through as part of their normal lives?
Absolutely. I've never been to the prom. I've never driven a car. I've never had a driver's license. I've never filed tax returns. I've never been on an airplane. I've never traveled abroad. Yeah, should I continue? My life has been lived in this prison, and it seems as though I've been in this prison so long that I've never been free. 25 years in prison, you know, it's a long time.
Especially when you're coming at the age of 15.
Yeah, really.
Ariel, thank you so much for talking to me. Thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate you.
My first meeting with Sanford was a shock. But there were more disturbing cases at Indiana State Prison. Of the American prison system is that an inmate can spend 20 years on death row exhausting the appeals process before he's executed. In all that time, convicts are confined to this cell block and have little contact with the rest of the prison. Paul McManus killed his wife and 2 young daughters.
Mr. McManus, the first thing I noticed about your cell that is terribly clean and very different from any of the others.
Right.
Why is that?
I feel if I don't use it in a month, then I probably don't need it.
Yeah, but it's more than that, isn't it? It's particularly clean.
Well, me personally, I don't read or write, so I have a lot of time on my hands. So I clean because I don't write letters, I don't read books. There's only so much on TV you can watch before they show repeats, so it gives me a lot of time. So I just take pride in cleaning my cell.
Was your life before you came to prison very similar? Were you a very, very tidy person then?
Not so much. I worked a lot, so I was always busy. So I like to stay busy. It keeps my mind. So it works both ways, I guess. You know, I keep busy in here, but I've pretty well done all I can do in here. I might have to move to a different cell and do the same thing. But I've been here over a decade, so I'm just now getting it where I like it.
Does being on death row take a physical, emotional toll?
It's definitely up and down. Now, I did weigh 250 pounds almost 2 years ago, and now I'm 166. Now, I have pictures of them if see them. I got them right here. Matter of fact. You see the difference.
So this is
It's all me.
this is all you. So you lost a lot of weight.
Right. It's you know, it's depression a little bit. You know, and it's also just I mean, it's like I said, it's a roller coaster. It's up and down.
The drug laws are keeping us full. Come on.
McManus sees more of Indiana State Prison than the other men on death row. He's a diabetic and is allowed a daily visit to the prison hospital. The authorities must treat him, although they will, in all probability, put him to death one day.
Well, here we are, out of death row and into the sunlight. Is this the only chance you get to mix with the rest of the general prison population?
Yes, we don't have a lot of contact with them, so it is nice to be able to come out and see people that you've maybe been locked up with that are not on the road no more. And every once in a while, you can, you know, have a little bit of contact with that person just to increase sex.
Were you on any kind of medication like insulin before you came to prison?
Absolutely not. Zip. Now, you know, I take quite a few pills and the insulin shot. It all comes down to the food and also how you know, you have your ups and downs where you gain weight and then stuff like that. So, I mean, that does play a factor.
I collaborate and build.
What's nice about here's a nice thing about being a diabetic is that you do get to get out and come to the hospital daily, and to be around regular people is nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Put you back to normal. All right. See you later.
The rest of the prison is distinctly different from the oppressive gloom of death row. Lunchtime in cell block C. Prisoners have a chance to spend time in the open air. They can also earn privileges. Some have jobs and can request a haircut twice a month. All the barbers are convicts. Rick Parrish is serving 3 life sentences, plus 10 years. I must say, walking into this place is one of the most extraordinary experiences I've had for a long time. You wouldn't have thought that this was a barber shop or even a maximum security prison.
Well, we work hard to keep it unique in here because we like the atmosphere. We like being able to come in here and relax. It's neutral territory for gangs, for officers. I mean, if you come to the barbershop and you're a gang member, would you start trouble with a guy that's standing here with a pair of shears in his hand like this? I know I wouldn't.
I suspect not, too.
That's why there's no trouble in here.
There's still this feeling of unreality about people with instruments like these in a maximum security prison.
I've been here 37 years. We've never had an incident in the barbershop. We've never had an incident with the shears. Never had a problem.
You've been here since the 70s. That's a long time.
January 75.
Long time.
Well, you know, if you do it a day at a time, like most of us do, you do time a day at a time. Sometimes an hour at a time, sometimes a minute at a time, whatever it takes to get through. Then you look up one day and 37 years have went by. There you go, young man. Have a good day.
Thank you. Rick, what are we looking at here?
A little history of the penitentiary and the barbershop. The shop was remodeled in August of '76, and that's the first picture taken in this shop. Yeah.
Is that you there?
Yes, it is.
So this is your wall?
Yeah, I'm all over the wall because it is my wall. And this...
And you're pumping iron here?
Yeah, that was probably 20 years ago when I was eating anything that didn't move and pumping iron at the same time.
So this is a catalog of your life in pictures?
Yeah, because you can see the progress from what I look like in 76 up here to where I'm at right now. Here, that's the newest picture.
What emotions do they invoke?
Wishing I was out there doing it right. Wishing I could start all over again at 29, 30 years of age and not make the mistakes I made. But you get past that 37 years, you better be past all that. You know, have your head screwed on. You know, make the best of it.
But the pictures are constant reminders.
Yeah, what was. You know, that's like, you know, all of us that got here were violent criminals to get here.
What was your violent crime, Rick?
I'm in here for a kidnap robbery. I pulled a robbery, and the car I had wouldn't start, so I commandeered a vehicle, and there was 3 people in it.
All in the pictures here, you have it on, mounted on cardboard?
Yeah, it's on cardboard, so if I ever get out, I can take it with me. That's what it's for. I fold it up and take it with me as a reminder. I don't want to go back.
Segregation unit to see Ronald L. Sanford again. His story haunted me. A killer when he barely entered his teens.
RL, hi. How you doing? Good. How do you get accustomed to life in this environment?
It takes some getting used to. It's tough. There was a young man on the range, a very young man, maybe 19, 20 years old. He's exhibiting psychosis. They took him to see the psychologist because he's having trouble adapting. And this is an abnormal environment for a human being, certainly. You know, these are essentially cages. And to think that we stay in 24 hours, 23 hours a day, come out for an hour a day, it's taxing.
Can I have a look at your cell about?
Absolutely.
Have a look at some of the books?
Absolutely. You absolutely may. So,
yes. Lieutenant, would you mind opening up? I'd just like to have a look.
Yes, sir. You can take whatever down you want to take down.
And war against the weak. What's that about?
Eugenics.
Eugenics?
Yes, sir. America's attempt to make a master race, essentially.
And this one is the Tree of Life. What that's about?
Yes, it's Kabbalah, actually. It's more metaphysics, essentially. Those deep questions about man, where he comes from, where we're going, and who we are, essentially, yes.
I see that you have, in addition to your books, you have some of your own writing on the walls here. Strength, well-being, and health.
Yes. Just something I try to focus on. If there's anything I want to stay my mind on, is, as I always say, it's something progressive. So being strong and having a good disposition and being in good health, certain things I definitely want to focus on.
And you have written here, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher.
Yes, sir.
I'm also standing here, and I think these are the parameters of your existence.
Absolutely. These 4 walls.
It's a pretty isolated place.
It really is. If you see it as such, it's
isolated only to the extent that you think it is. You know, I mean, those books allow for a great escape and for to be able to leave the confines of the wall. So,
but I'm only in here for a few minutes, and I feel it as such. I feel it. I feel the isolation.
Everybody in this building feels the confinement that we're suffering here. You know, you put an animal in a cage for too great of a length of a time, it goes crazy. You know, how much more so humans? You know, so.
This is what Sanford looked like when he came here at the tender age of 15. His murder of 2 elderly women in 1987 netted him the meager sum of $5. On that vile act, he must reflect for the rest of his life. To the relentless and monotonous beat of an unchanging routine. Some inmates get the chance to relieve the tedium by working. At the end of his shift, Rick Parrish, the barber, returns to what's called an honor cell, to which only the most trusted prisoners are assigned.
They're both two-man cells. This is myself here.
Who opens the door? Is that controlled by the
computer? Up in the office there's a computer. Controls all the doors. Controls our water.
May I come into your cell?
Sure, please.
Thank you. And this is your cellmate?
Mike.
Hi, Mike. I'm Trevor McDonald.
Nice to meet you.
How long have you been sharing a cell with Rick?
Oh, about 2.5 years. Isn't that about right, Rick?
That's correct.
So which is your side?
Right
this is your side. It strikes me, too, that there has to be a rather clear division of what's yours and what's Mike's.
That's Mike's cabinet over there.
Yeah.
And he has all his commissary and stuff in there. This is my cabinet here. And I have my commissary and things in here. But in general, we're sharing a space.
You have to try to give the other person their privacy. If he's doing something and he's up walking around, I try to stay over there. And he does the same for me. Try to take turns doing things. Because it is close quarters.
So this is an improvement from any other part of the prison.
You've been in a regular cell house. You've seen how they live over there. You've heard the noise. You hear how quiet it is. It stays quiet like this most times. And sure, you have to put up with another human being, but it's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice.
Rick's honor cell does not insulate him from one stark reality. Death row is within shouting distance in the same block.
What is it like to live so close to death row?
Well, I just block it out. I don't pay any attention to it. I'm a barber, and I won't even go over there and cut hair because I don't want to get to know any of them. You know, you lose enough friends through attrition in here as it is without them being on death row. So I don't even want to get familiar with them.
Why don't you want to get familiar with them?
Because you get friendly with them, you get to know them, and they get executed, you've lost another friend.
Does the mood change perceptibly just before an execution, in the days before an execution?
Yeah, it gets even quieter. Everybody knows the last one, I think, was Wiggles. He stopped here, hollered down through see you fellas.
He said that?
Yeah, hello. Everybody's usually awake. We used to, midnight, we used to beat on the bars.
And how many times has that happened since you've been here? How many executions have there been since you've been here?
I've never kept track. Like I said, I try not to dwell on it, so keeping track of them would, there'd be too many as far as I'm concerned.
Rick Parrish says he's never kept track of the number of executions. Someone on death row obviously has. Every one of the 12 men on death row will one day be told the date and time of his execution. That common fate inspires unusual friendships. John Stevenson was a member of an organized criminal gang. He assassinated 3 people. Benjamin Ritchie, who had met before, killed a police officer.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. You been all right?
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good to see you. Good. You two are in adjoining cells. How long have you been friends?
About 11 years.
Well,
Since I got here on death row. He was already here when I got here.
How did this friendship come about? What drew you to each other as friends?
Well, just, we got the same interests. I mean, we play our music loud, we play video games, we work out, play basketball, eat together. If shit goes down, we whoop a motherfucker's ass together. That's how our friendship came about.
Does that mean you have a lot in common?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we did.
You're not sure anymore?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want you two friends to argue about that.
No, we're not going to argue.
hell no.
What's it?
No, I mean...
If anything, we always argue, but we've never come to blows over nothing.
No, never.
We're like,
That'll never happen.
Fuck you, and then half hour later, hey, what we eating tonight? It's over.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing.
I'm always right in the end, so...
He's the voice of reason. You're the voice of anger, from what you say.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is that right?
He keeps a leash on me, yeah. Like, I'd rather lash out at somebody. Like, when I first met Boyan, he hated me. Because I was just a straight-up asshole. I'd be in your face, fuck you. Come on in the shower, let's fight. And I calmed way down since then. Yeah, most of the police, they couldn't stand my ass. And I got allowed around older cats, and they calmed me down.
From your point of view, what's this friendship based on? We heard from Richie what he thought about it.
Trust in each other. Basically, that's trust.
Like, if shit goes down, I got his back, he's got mine. See, that's why they moved us, because he got into it with a dude up here in here and almost killed him. The police had to come in and stop him. And after they broke it up and everything, administration got wind that I was going to try to kill the dude because he cut my buddy with a knife. And so they moved me and my buddy, Tex, here to the back and moved dude up in the front by himself so nobody could get to the dude. Within the first 2 weeks of being on death row, I watched a man get murdered in front of me, get stabbed up 42 times, dispatched instantly. And that was my wake up to death row. Like, if you come here, you want to be a bully, you want to take shit from people, this is what's going to happen to you. The dude was just butchered.
sentence at Indiana State Prison is 52 years. Lieutenant Boyan has taken me to E Block to meet one prisoner who has escaped the death penalty.
What's up, Harrison? How you doing? Good. Trevor, this is Offender Harrison. I've known Offender Harrison for probably around 6 years. I knew him here, and also he was on death row before.
How was it that you managed to move from death row, which is not a particularly pleasant environment, to this, which is comparatively much more pleasant?
The court ordered me a new trial, and they gave me years instead of the death penalty.
How did you get that new trial?
The judge that was in my trial was biased, so they ordered a new trial. And instead of taking the whole thing, I just went ahead and took the deal, which was 150 years.
150 years?
A long time.
That's a very, very long time indeed.
In other words, I'll die in here. There's no way I can make out. No way. I'm 62 now. My out date is 66. So there's just no way in the world I can make it out.
There are people who might think that there's not a lot of difference between being on death row and having been given 150 years at the age of 62.
Out of it, there's no more. You might as well take the freedom and live your life out here, and having a job and being able to work and go to the chow hall and go to the chapel and do that, and to sit up there and just wait to die.
How long were you on death row? And so long, knowing that you faced execution.
It was very, very hard. Sitting there waiting for your last meal, your last day, not knowing when it's going to come.
Why were you on death row?
They said I killed 3 people. But I was up there.
You would probably have been executed.
Executed, yes.
Had a date been set for that?
Yes, I had about 2 months.
That was a pretty close-run thing.
Yes.
What was that moment like for you when you heard that you had avoided execution?
It was a great moment. A great moment. Even though I still got a lot of time to do, like you said, where there's life, there's hope.
As he said, James Harrison will not leave this prison alive. But he knows he... Like most of the inmates, enjoys the strange freedom of not knowing the date and time of his death. Before leaving the prison at the end of my first week, I asked to see Benjamin Ritchie again. But this time, face to face. In the year 2000, he shot and killed a policeman. At the time, Ritchie was on parole for burglary. Less of the bravado he showed in the company of his friend, I wanted to hear his view of his life and his crime.
Talk me through the incident which led you to be here.
Well, my crime is shooting a police officer and killing him. And it started off, you know, pretty harmless as a theft crime. Me and my friends would ride around and carjack people and take their rims from their cars from them. And my buddy's car was already full, so I decided, let's get a van or a truck and we fill it up with some rims and take it back and we can go sell everything. I got in a high-speed chase and wrecked into a house and jumped out and took off running. I was trying to get away, you know, but the cop was young and he was on my ass. And I thought maybe if I, you know, take my gun out and fire it a couple times, it'd scare him because, you know, he's a Beach Grove police officer. It's kind of a good neighborhood. Like, how many times has he been shot at, you know? You know, if that bullet would have hit just less than half of an inch lower, he'd be alive today. And I'd probably have a long, lengthy prison sentence, but I wouldn't be on death row, man.
How were you apprehended? How were you caught?
Well, I actually got away. I made it back actually a few blocks away to some family's house and a girl I was seeing and got away. And I didn't know I killed him until I got back to the house and seen it on the news, and that just destroyed me. I knew I hit him in the backyard, but I didn't know he was dead, right? I fell asleep. The next thing I know, I wake up and hear my buddy says they're outside. I wake up and it was like in the movies. You see a whole bunch of red dots from their guns going in and out the windows. And I was like, yeah, it's bad, man. I told him, go ahead and go out, leave the house. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have no gun. I couldn't fight no more, so I just gave up.
What went through your mind when the court pronounced you guilty?
Well, I was trying to portray a tough guy in court, so when they gave me the death sentence, I laughed at them. And the prosecutor told everybody that's the voice of evil, which I would agree at the time, yeah. You know, I deserved the death penalty. I was young and didn't care about anybody at all but myself or anything. And yeah, I deserved that. I deserved that sentence at the time. And yeah, I just pretty much laughed at them when they gave it to me. But then, you know, when I was by myself, it really sunk in. Like, man, you're more likely going to be executed one day. And it hit me hard, you know. So I put my face in my pillow and, you know what I mean, cried a little bit.
Was it inevitable that sooner or later you would end up in a place like this?
I always knew as a kid I'd probably end up in prison. Yeah. It's weird because when I was a kid, I was fascinated with prison movies. Every time we drive by prison, I would wonder, what are those guys doing? What's it like in there? What are they up to? You know what I mean? Why should I care? I'm a kid. Why should I care? Because I just always knew I was going to end up in there because I just had a problem with the rules, with authority. And as you can see, I'm here because of that.
Because you killed the police officer, you face execution. If it does come to that, would you face that moment with deep regret, with remorse, or with defiance? I would definitely regret it and definitely have remorse. But I'd also have a little defiance. Like, why are you killing me? You said killing's wrong, but yet you're premeditatedly strapping me to this table and you're going to poison me to death. You're going to kill me. And that's what I would, you know, resent. So these are the steps which an inmate who is about to be executed would take into this area.
Correct.
Next time, I talk to the man who could be next in line to be executed. When you sit here now on death row and you reflect on what you did, what do you think?
I deserve to be here.
I meet Roscoe the cat.
Well, I expected a male because I put in for a
offered money.
Yes.
To kill.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, I got another picture. I still need some more, though.
Soft caress, feminine and sheer, light touch, enveloping warmth, ultralight with cashmere, a unique fiber, intimissimi.
You probably know Vistaprint from business cards. Yep. But did you know we also print these and those?
What's it like when one of your friends on death row is led away to be executed?
Well, you spend, years and years and months and hours of every day with a person. You talk every day, hey, what are you doing? Let's eat something. Let's make something to eat. And, and he eventually comes by one day and is like, yeah, I got to go, man. And when he leaves and turns his back and walks down them steps, he ain't coming back. They're going to kill him.
About an hour's drive south of Chicago in the state of Indiana is one of America's oldest and most notorious maximum security prisons. The majority of the 1,900 inmates here are serving long sentences for unspeakable crimes.
And when I came at you, I wasn't just going to stick you an inch. I was going to run something all the way through you.
12 are due to be executed on the orders of the state. For 2 weeks, I was given privileged access to this dark and forbidding world.
I do deserve to be executed. Bottom line, I ain't gonna candy coat it. I deserve to be executed.
Welcome to Indiana State Prison.
Thank you.
My introduction to the prison was dramatic. The man who runs it, Superintendent Bill Wilson, agreed to take me to death row.
So this is actually the entrance?
This is the actual entrance, and it's 2 floors. We only have 12 men on the row right now.
You have to sign yourself in?
Mm-hmm.
The superintendent comes to death row every week to check on how the inmates are coping.
What can I help you with?
Superintendent, these are the pictures of people on death row?
Correct. These are the 12 gentlemen that are on death row, and it shows their cell location so that staff never have to question where they're at. No staff members are allowed on the unit.
I will take care of it.
The offenders are out, so the offenders actually will.
70-year-old Billy is fighting for a last-minute stay of execution.
Yeah, I'd like to see that walking up too.
If it fails, in just 8 days, he'll be the oldest man to be put to death in Texas for 100 years.
Hi, Bill. I'm Susanna.
All right. You definitely have an English accent.
I definitely have an English accent, yeah. Bill, do you count the number of days, months, and years?
this'll do very nicely. Very nice place you've got. Very chic.
Since you've been here?
Nothing like a bourgeois bank robber to remind me of how strange Los Santos has become.
Are you frightened about next week?
At least had the dignity
Death is
to be
death.
psychotic.
A person
Nowadays, it's all about
said one time, he said, that's a horrible way of dying. I said, what is a good way? Could you tell me what a good way is to die? I have known probably about 400 people that's been executed, and I remember every one of them. The longer you live, the easier it is to accept death. Who is not going to leave this world?
Chauffeur, come on.
Aren't we all?
You're absolutely right, but not many of us know when or how, and you know those two facts. But do you still hope that there might be some last-minute stay of execution for you?
I don't have the luxury or the
So, my taciturn friends, I suppose you want to know
desire
how
to
we're
give it
doing
any
this.
thought.
Well, funny you should ask.
I have to
Driving
live for
out
this
to the bank,
moment.
taking a look at it, picking up
When
some
you
equipment, and then
reflect
heading back to make our plans.
now on the
Not very
reason that you've
complex at all.
spent almost 30 years here on death row, it was for an act of extreme violence. Do you regret what you did that day? Do you understand? What happened? What happened?
You say I did. How can you say something if you wasn't there?
But Bill, you accept that you're guilty of those murders, don't you?
I accepted I did the murders, yes. I accepted that I'm here for those murders, yes.
Relatives say the motive was revenge. A 40-year-old man out on bond went on a shooting rampage, killing 3 of his in-laws.
On the 29th of August 1989, Billy Coble drove to the small town of Axtell in central Texas. He was on the hunt for his estranged wife Karen Vicker, who was threatening to divorce him. When Billy arrived at Karen's, she wasn't home. Instead, he would end up killing her brother, father, and mother.
The bloody night came to a violent end when the suspect crashed his car some 60 miles away. He's in custody, and murder charges are pending.
At the time of the murders, the Vicker family lived on the same street. Hi, JR. Susanna. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? JR, Karen's nephew, was 11 at the time of the vicious attack. Tell me what happened that day.
Myself and my cousin, who's around the same age as me, Heather, we were on the school bus. And I didn't get off the bus at my house because I knew my dad would be at work. So I got off the bus and went to my aunt's house. And I remember going in the house and Bill was there, in the house waiting.
So you went into the house, said hi to Bill. What happened next?
He used some rope or something and tied us all to the bedpost, like with our hands behind our back. And then he put duct tape on our mouths.
Were you scared?
I guess at that age your mind doesn't go to those places because you don't think that stuff happens.
Take a look. Drink it in. I've patched into their security.
Now Billy left the
myself.
children tied up and headed off to ambush and kill Bobby Vicker, JR's father. Judge Ralph Struther was the prosecutor at Billy Coble's trial.
Bobby had been a Waco police officer, and he'd gotten off work that day and had gotten home and was doing working around his ranch. And Billy Wayne Coble caught Bobby out in the open there and was able to wrestle his service revolver away from him, put it right under his neck, and practically decapitated him when he shot him.
Now, when you hit the bank, you're going to need to hack into its security system.
Bill shot and killed your dad that day, and then came back to the house where you were all tied up. The children were tied up. Did you notice anything about him at that point that was different?
I remember he kept kind of bragging about how he was going to be on America's Most Wanted. It's a sociopath is what you call it, narcissistic.
By this time, JR's father and
grandfather were already dead, but Billy wasn't finished. He went back across the street to the home of JR's grandmother, Zelda.
He waited until Mrs. Vicka had come home from work, and he gunned her down, ambushed her right there. She never knew what happened.
Having savagely murdered 3 members of JR's family, Billy set his sights on his estranged wife Karen, kidnapping her in his car. After a police chase, they crashed and Billy was finally caught. Against the odds, both Billy and Karen survived.
As you look ahead to the date when he may be executed, what goes through your mind?
It will be good to have it over with. We don't feel sorry for him at all. You know, he was, even after the wreck, you know, he was bragging at the hospital to the nurses. Do you know I just killed 3 people?
Those people. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I killed 3
Charming as
people.
ever. Okay, see you soon.
You're quiet.
She's loading the hardware into the back of a truck.
Well, you never believe I do
Job,
that.
things for you to wear. On a job, your attire will depend on the role you're performing. And as a job,
Why do you think he would say that?
uniforms. If you're likely
And he didn't seem to be affected by the fact that he'd just killed your father.
You can choose one that goes
No, he
with your
didn't.
eyes.
No.
And hey,
I mean,
here's the added bonus of none of your
can't feel
favorite
sorry for
comic
somebody like
convention
that.
outfits being linked to a major crime. Whoop-de-doo. Where were we?
I've dealt with the criminal justice system for 40 years, and the Coble case was one of the most brutal of any I've ever handled.
By a visual aid. The rest is
Frankly, he's a cold-blooded killer,
Listen to me, do what
He's
I say.
evil.
Bullets go in here, come out there.
and he deserves to
Remember,
die.
Todd, you keep your mouth shut.
Hi, good. Can I prepay for pump 9, please?
Yes, ma'am. How much would you like?
$20?
Okay.
I'm in Huntsville, Texas, a small rural town that's home to America's busiest execution chamber. How long have you lived in Huntsville?
All my life.
How does it affect Huntsville that it's not just prisoners which are here, but you have the whole death chamber?
I don't think the normal citizen of Huntsville pays that much attention to it, really. Just kind of life goes on.
Since the death penalty was reintroduced in 1976, the state of Texas has executed 559 people, and Billy Wayne Coble is set to be next in just 6 days.
Is it all there?
So, you want to get out and check, go down the inventory, or are you happy sitting there making a perfect blood imprint?
Billy Wayne Coble, at age 70, is scheduled to become the oldest man executed in Texas during the modern era of the death penalty.
The murders of Waco police officer Bobby Vicka and his 2 parents rocked the Central Texas community.
In the short time left, those affected by this case are still asking why, on the 29th of August 1989, a day that seemed like any other, Billy ruthlessly murdered his 3 in-laws and then kidnapped his estranged wife, Karen Vicka.
So I hear the cheapest
I feel
professionals money can buy.
like there are so many unanswered questions about what happened. Do you want to just tell me, Bill, what happened that day?
Until you and me start playing low-rent Bonnie and Clyde, that's the way it's got to be.
It matters. To some people, it matters. To me, it really no
If they were
longer
offended,
matters.
they would have said something.
Did you love your wife, Karen?
We all have emotions, and there's many different things can arouse our emotions. A beautiful flower can arouse your emotions.
Did you love her, though?
I met my Karen when she was about 16, 17 years old. Didn't see her again until she was probably about 34 years old.
Were you angry that she didn't want to be with you anymore?
It's amazing. That was never said before, but it was always said afterwards. But she never said it before.
She never said what before?
You just said she didn't want to be with me no more. That ain't what she said before.
Karen was Billy's 3rd wife, and they married in 1988. Karen worked at a jewellery store and Billy at a local drive-in movie theatre. After less than a year of marriage, Karen asked for a divorce, the alleged trigger for the gruesome crimes against the Vicker family. Were you aware of the tension between Billy and Karen?
People were being a little different, but I didn't know why, and I didn't think too much of it.
What did you think about Billy? What kind of a man was he?
Well, he and my aunt were married for less than a year, so wasn't around him that much. But from what I saw of him, I never had any problems with him. Of course, now I know that was kind of an act.
There has to be an explanation for what he did.
It wasn't just a situation where somebody snaps and does something out of character. I mean, this wasn't like a heat of passion type crime. Like, he planned it. He had gone shopping, bought supplies, he built a silencer for his gun. This was, premeditated.
My job as a leader is to empower my team and get out of the way for them to go forward and make the decisions and make it better. And if there is impediments, take those impediments out while they are coming.
We are born shoes, and we take comfort seriously, so that everybody, and we mean everybody, can take comfort wherever on earth they do. Do you feel that you have that day with some kind of rage that you couldn't control?
Be careful. We'll keep going back to that moment,
But these were three people that you knew and had affection for. Do you feel bad about what you did?
well, I feel bad about what I did and what the world's done. About a lot of things.
I'm not talking about other things. I'm talking about the murder of Bobby and his parents.
Yes, I feel bad that circumstances got to a point where they shouldn't have gotten. I feel bad about killing the first person I killed in Vietnam. I see him just as vividly, just as clearly as I did the day that it happened. But I can never go back and change that.
Billy's 4 years of service in the Vietnam War were mentioned in his first trial, but no link was established between this and the lingering psychiatric issues he experienced on his return home. Now Billy's lawyer is appealing for a last-minute stay of execution on the basis Billy suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome. Billy served in Vietnam at the same time as his best friend, James Steele.
Billy was in the Marines, and most of the Marines had it pretty rough. And you're young and scared to death, not knowing what's going to happen.
When the war ended in 1975, the number of men in the American prison system with a military background rose sharply. It peaked in 1985, when more than 1 in 5 inmates was a veteran.
Could I have flashback from Vietnam? I don't know. But knowing Billy, like I knew, something bad had to happen for him to do what he did. Because Billy Wayne wasn't that type of person.
What do you think now about Bill?
I really don't know how to describe it. Just a horrible person, to do something like this. There are thousands of people that have shot people in war and don't do stuff like this. I don't buy that as an excuse. I think that's just a legal tactic.
How's it driving? But what of Billy's younger life? Billy's father died when he was only 3 months old. His mother was mentally ill and was removed to an institution when Billy was 7. He spent the rest of his childhood in a care home alongside James.
I'm pretty sure if Billy missed out on love when he was a child. When your parents ain't there, and they don't want you, that'll work on the street.
With his first wife, Billy had a son, Gordon.
Billy Wayne wanted to be a daddy, a good daddy. And he was. He coached kids in baseball and, just do what fathers should do. Spend time with their kids.
When my son was younger, no matter where I was, no matter what I was doing, I would like to have my son with me.
We'll come by your place when you're ready.
I tried to always make sure that he knew that I always loved him, I always wanted to be with him, and I wanted him to be the best he could be.
How is it when you see your son Gordon? It must be emotional for you both.
It's probably much harder on him having to cope with this.
And you call Daddy first lick. Right on.
I'm trying to understand how a man who claims to adore his child could also slaughter 3 innocent people. Billy's son Gordon was 14 at the time of the murders. He's now married with 2 grown sons of his own.
When all that happened with my father, it was hard times. A lot of people didn't realize that, things they say and words they say that can really affect people. There's no winners in any of this.
Gordon's sons have grown up only seeing their grandfather behind bars.
We'd put our hands up to the glass, and then that's how we say hi and then bye. But I wish I could hug them. Wish I could do a lot of things with them, but I can't.
There's now just days until Billy Coble faces death by lethal injection. And Gordon only has 2 more chances to spend time with his father.
It's not going to be easy. But it ain't nothing I can't handle. I've been through so much more. Take a square on the chin and face it head on, I guess. I know it's definitely hard to sit there and watch your father be put to death. I wish I don't nobody. No one should have to go through that.
Hello. What can I get you? Can you get some tea? I have sweet tea.
Oh, yeah. Can I have a sweet tea?
Okay.
It's lovely.
Here you go.
That's a lot of sweet tea. Thank you.
Texas size.
I'm on the outskirts of Huntsville, Texas, a place that holds an average of 1 execution a month.
What do you think about Huntsville being the death penalty capital of America?
I'm okay with it, honestly. I do support lethal injection.
I suppose supporting it is one thing. It actually being taking place just 15 minutes away. Connected to the case. I mean, that's a horrible thought, isn't it? There, but for the grace of God.
Well, that's probably why I support the death penalty, is because I had it happen in my family. Somebody, they were brutally murdered, stabbed over 20 times. And it was a regular customer at a convenience store who came in every day and ordered a cup of coffee, and she gave it to him, and he just lost it one day. If you've taken a life without reason, then it's wrong.
It's a very odd thought that Billy Coble will be put to death nearby. For Billy Coble's family and the family of his victims, it's life-changing. And yet it's just part of the fabric of the life of this death chamber town.
Huntsville is a fairly typical college town, except over a quarter of its residents are behind bars, and Huntsville's 7 prisons are the lifeblood as the area's biggest employer.
That's the Walls unit, and that's where the death chamber is. Right there.
Just an ordinary day. And I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say.
At Big Green Egg, we believe in bringing people together. Because there's nothing quite like sharing a
And it's a really chilling feeling knowing what happens there and what's about to happen there.
He'll wait out his final hours in a small, bleak cell known as the Death House, just feet from the chamber. From 1924, the state used this electric chair for its executions. Nicknamed Old Sparky, it was built by prison workers and killed 361 inmates during its 40 years of use. Now, Texas uses lethal injection, widely considered to be more humane. A representative of the state witnesses every execution. Robert Hurst has seen around 40.
Once he's got to the Huntsville unit, what will happen to Bill then?
A team of our security officers will escort him to the execution chamber. He is then placed on the gurney, tied down, and the intravenous line is placed into his arm, and he is prepared for
Most states use a 3-drug cocktail in their executions, but after a nationwide shortage in 2012, Texas switched to a single-dose method. Now the state currently has 10 doses stockpiled, and Billy will be injected with one of them.
How long will it take for Bill to die after the injections administered?
I've seen some executions where an offender is pronounced dead within about 10
As the state prepares for Billy Coble's execution, life around here carries on as usual.
So how would you describe execution day here in Huntsville?
It's a normal day.
And what's your opinion on the death penalty? Is it something you support?
Absolutely, yes.
The death penalty is expensive. Longer trials and increased legal fees cost taxpayers here an average of $2.3 million per case, around 3 times more than housing an inmate in prison for 40 years.
This town has been a prison town for years and years, and the people here knows what happens, and you know, it doesn't really have an effect on the day-to-day life here. No.
Doesn't make you feel uncomfortable?
It does not.
Just another day.
Well, you know, you do the time, you pay.
Pour down to Billy, I really didn't think that. But it's different when it's somebody you know, somebody you love. It makes you think. And now I can see both sides of it.
Billy Coble waited for his death date for 28 years. That's almost double the national average. He spent the past decade living in solitary confinement, 22 hours a day, 7 days a week.
People treat their dogs better. Could you imagine living in an 8 by 10 cage the rest of your life? He said the only time he touched human hands was when they handcuffed him. Well, that ain't right.
But many feel the rights that really matter in this case are those of the victim's family. And Billy's execution will be justice for the Vickers. Billy's son Gordon, daughter-in-law Nellie, and their 2 sons are facing the reality that unless his appeal for a stay of execution is successful, these next few days will be Billy's last.
You went to see Bill this morning, and it's obviously extremely distressing.
Yes, very.
Yes. How are you going to get through the next few days?
I just try to be there for them all, you know, especially the.
about suicide, just daydreaming of the sky, seeing you and I. The farther you ran, the harder I tried, but the harder I tried, the harder I cried. Baby, I apologize, probably like 1,000 times. True love, it was left behind, a lesson got taught. What happened to the soul ties, watching time go by, and I finally know why. It's all my fault, this pain I caused, these tears that fall, the love I lost. It's all my fault, I have these scars. It's all because I love too hard. It's all my fault that you are gone. It takes a real man to find me wrong. It's all my fault, it's all my fault, it's all my fault. This pain I caused, these tears that fall, the love I lost. It's all my fault, I have these scars. It's all because I love too hard. It's all my fault, this pain I caused, these tears that fall, the love I lost. It's all my fault, I have these scars. It's all because I love too hard. It's all my fault that you are gone. It takes a real man to admit when he's wrong. It's all my fault, it's all my fault, it's all my fault.
This is game day, and the beauty of performance begins well before kickoff. We're not just in the stand.
Got my getaway guy waiting for you on Santoto Bridge. He's got a plan for the cops if you can just get
Normal, happy life.
Guy's name's Eddie Toe. He's a professional. He'll take care of me every day.
And until then, I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. Live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody, I don't think.
Hey, come in. This is your getaway guy. Felicia tells me you were inbound.
That's right. Feel me. I know it seems hard sometimes, but we're gonna work now. 'Cause every dark night, there's a bright day after that. All my homeboys and my homegirls, stay strong. When things get bad, especially come the 1st and the 15th, stay strong. Stay bold. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out. Keep your head up. And head down. Hold on. Hey, do this thug style, man, thug style. When this whole beat drop, we just gonna run into it, man. It's all good. I never had much, run with the bad bunch. Little skinny kid seeking weed in my bag lunch. And on the junior high, we was just getting by. And drive-bys while my homies heard the young lives. I never did cry, and even though I had pain in my heart, I was hopeless from the start. They couldn't tell me nothing, they all tried to help me. The marijuana had my mind blown, it wasn't helping. I tried to explore the ill, yeah. I felt the pain in the brain, but I'm still here. Never did like the police, let the whole world know. Now it gets no peace, cause they're facing me there. They're facing me now, what do I do? These things that a thug goes through. And still I rise, so keep your head up and make your mind strong. It's a struggle every day, but you gotta hold on. Take the pain away, if you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. Yeah, never a good day, cause in my hood day, let the AKs pump strays where the kids play. And every Halloween, check out the murder scene. Can't help but duplicate the violence seen on the screen. My homies dying before they get to see their birthdays. This is the worst days, the times it hurts to pray. And even God turned his back on the ghetto youth. I know that ain't the truth. Sometimes I look for proof, I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. And if it does, doesn't matter if you blood or you fell. Remember how it was? The picnics and the parties in the projects, small time trick, getting high with the mob. Just another knucklehead kid from the gutter. I'm dealing with the madness, raised by a single mother. I'm trying to tell you when it's on, you gotta keep your head to the sky, be strong, most of all. Hold on, fade away. You can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. Hold on, be strong. I know that man Jesus coming down to the place. Wipe your eyes. This world, only strong survives, sweetheart. I know it's all out there. Welfare, AIDS, earthquakes, Morgan's, carjackings. Here we got problems. Cause when it's on, it's on. But believe me when I tell you, things always get better. Cause when it's on, it's on. God don't like ugly, and God don't like no quitters. Cause when it's on, it's on. You know what Billy Holiday said, baby? God bless the child that can hold his own. You know, you got to stand strong. And when these busters try to run you out your place, you stand there to their face. And you tell them, hold on, be strong. The game don't stop. This here is black man. And if you don't never learn nothing, learn one thing. It don't stop till it kills.
Our lives began to end the day that we become silent about the things that matter.
We are born.
Watching our own downfall, witness the end. It's like we don't believe in God, cause we living in sin. I asked my homie on the block why he strapped, he laughed, pointed his pistol as the cop called, passed and blast. Just another murder, nobody mourns no more. My teardrops getting bigger, but can't figure what I'm crying for. Is it the miniature caskets, little babies, victims of a straight from drug dealers gone crazy? Maybe it's just the drugs, visions of how the block was. Crack came and it was strange how it rocked us. Perhaps the underlying facts they hide explain genocide. It's when we ride on our own kind. What is it we all fear? Reflections in the mirror. We can't escape fate. The end is getting nearer. That's who I believe in. Before leaving, I'm asking and grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Blessed and still breathing. Before leaving, I'm asking and grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Blessed and still breathing. Leaving my eyes, cause all I see is terror. I hate the man in the mirror, cause his reflection makes the pain turn realer. Times of Armageddon, murder in mass amounts. In this society, we're only getting the cash counts. I started out as a beginner, into the criminal lifestyle, became a sinner. I make my money and vacate, evade prison. Went from the chosen one to outcast, unforgiven. And all the Hennessy and EK high. The pain I feel inside, you know, it's like I'm living just to die. I fall on my knees and beg for mercy, not knowing if I'm worthy living life, thinking no man can hurt me. So I'm asking before I lay me down to sleep, before you judge me, look at all the shit you did to me. My misery, I rose up from the slums, made it out the flames in my search for fame. Will I change in the morning? That's who I believe in. Before leaving, I'm asking and grieving. Who do you believe in? never worked. My misery was so deep, couldn't sleep through all my pressures and my quest for cash. I learned fast, using violent measures, memories of adolescent years. There was unity, but after puberty, we brought war to our community. So many bodies dropping, it's gotta stop. I wanna help, but still I'm stepping, keep my weapon, must protect myself. The promise of a better tomorrow ain't never reaching. Plus my teachers was too petrified in class to teach it. Sipping Thunderbird and great Kool-Aid, calling Earl since my stomach was empty. Introduced me to fuck the world. Watch my little homies lose their childhoods to guns. Nobody cries no more, cause we all die for fun. So why you ask me if I want peace? If you can't grant it, niggas fighting across the whole planet. So we can never. That's who I believe in. Before leaving, I'm asking and grieving. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in? Blessed and still breathing, cause they'll never be. That's who I believe in. Before leaving, I'm asking and grieving. Who do you believe in? You ain't seen the news, motherfucker. You ain't heard. Little babies getting smoked, motherfuckers killing their whole family. Little kids getting thrown off buildings, motherfuckers getting abused. Peace. Niggas, you out your fucking mind. Fuck peace. We can't never have peace till you motherfuckers clean up this mess you made. Till you fucking clean up the dirt you dropped. Till we get a peace. Fuck peace. West Side, Death Row, Outlaw Immortals. Heavenly Father.
You know what fires me up? Being right in the action. That's why I count on Double Wear. No shine, no...
Sickness, I brought my adversaries, but slipping left the witness. Wonder if they'll catch me or will this nigga snitch? Should I shoot this bitch or make the nigga rich? Don't wanna commit murder, but damn, they got me trapped. Walking while I'm walking and talk behind my back. I'm kinda schizophrenic. I'm in this shit to win it, cause life's a wheel of fortune. It's my chance to spin it. Got no time for cops who trip and try to catch me. Too fucking trigger happy to let them suckers snatch me. Niggas getting jealous, trying to find my stash. What about the nine? Now I'm a dime off your ass. You done pick the pepper, but I can pick up a pump. Sass him like a bitch and threw him in the trunk. The pump thought I was bluffing, but swear I'm nothing nice. Before I take your life, first wrestle with these mics. I listen to the scream. My mama prayed for me. Tell the Lord to make way for me, prepare any day for me. I shouldn't have let him catch me. Instead of living sad in jail, I could have died free and happy. My mama prayed for me. Tell the Lord to make way for me, prepare any day for me. Cause when they come for me, they find a struggle up. Till it's death, my legs are cracked from your juggler. The cops don't understand me. I turned to a life of crime, cause I came from a broken family. Scared what you might do, I couldn't hold you back. I kept it deep inside, I didn't let you view my anger. I'm down for all my homies, no mercy for a stranger. The brother in myself is 16. Catch me. Instead of living sad in jail, I could have died free and happy. And my cellmates raped on the known. They passed around the door. You can... They made me an animal. Can't sleep instead of counting sheep, niggas.
So is there a room in the back or something? Cool, I'll get set up. So, Mr. Crest said you might be able to help me out with something.
motherfucking ears, pay attention. You in the mix with my homeboy, DJ Mimo. Hey, yo, Mimo, drop that shit.
Dear mama, they sentenced me to death. Today's my final day. I'm counting every breath. I'm bitter cause I'm dying. So much I haven't seen. I know you never dreamed your baby would be dead at 16. I got beef with a sick society that doesn't give a shit. It makes you quick to say goodbye to me. They tell me the preacher's there for me. He's a crook with a book. That motherfucker never cared for me. He's only here to be sure I don't drop a dime to God about the crimes he's committing on the poor. And how can these people judge me? They ain't my peers, and in all these years they ain't never loved me. I never got to be a man. Must be part of some big plan to keep a nigga in the straight pit. And to my homies out burying motherfuckers, stay clear of these Aryan motherfuckers. Cause once they you're better off getting shot. Your self-defense is the way. They ain't stay strapped like a gat every day. My mama prayed for me. Tell the Lord to make way for me. Prepare any day for me. I shouldn't have let him catch me. Instead of living sad in jail, I could have died free and happy. My mama prayed for me. Tell the Lord to make way for me. Prepare any day for me. Cause when they come for me, they find a struggle. To this death, I take the breath from your juggler.
listening to me. Listening to me.
They only understand one thing. Violence.
Well, about 8 months ago, they put a water line in. We don't know if they've hit it, but sewer line actually crushed underneath the street here somewhere. So that's why we got the water off right now.
Is that something that's going to be fixed in like a day?
That I don't know.
Having a sewer line break anywhere is a bad situation, but having it happen in a jail that affects half your inmate population could potentially make it dangerous.
Because it's a hostile environment. Don't go further than you have to. Just be a little bit more cautious.
We'll do the reactions closer to the door, and then we'll leave the door open.
Please, at least at arm's length. You know, you could swing that if you had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna run back in there then.
Stay close to the door.
I will. And here's what I would. Okay. Let's go. Go back to the dorm and watch TV or...
No, you can't. No, not until the water's fixed. We're not going back until it's all fixed. That's end of conversation. The chief's said that. That's the way it's going to be.
They're in no rush to take us back. It's less work that they have to do. As you can see, they can sit on the computer all day, be on the internet, and it's pretty convenient for them. You know, they don't have to do anything.
And shut our mouths. I think that's the standard instruction around here.
It's a unique environment. It's like a really bad camping trip with a bunch of violent homeless people with drug charges. No one had had a shower. They smelled like sewage.
I will explain to you the rules, okay? I only have to give you a shower every third day. I'm doing my best. There's nothing more I can do, okay?
Having to use one restroom. What I would consider a basic human right, they consider a privilege. And so maybe I'm just not up to date on what human beings deserve, but they should have given us water.
I'm dehydrated, I'm lightheaded. Sections because of the running water thing. So that's where you're at. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get upset, but you're not going to start acting out. It's not going to get you anywhere other than just right here.
As a state policeman for 30 years.
What really upset me was the lack of leadership, the lack of competency, and the apathy of the senior staff.
Most of the spikes in drama on stress. They didn't give us any definite answers, any time frames. They didn't say anything. They were just like, sit in your bunks.
And you notice they'll try to come to that door bare minimum. So they know they go get question asked. When we gonna get it fixed? Well, we don't know neither. We don't give a damn. Y'all just sitting there and chill, hang out, and bunk up and stink up. Everybody smell like the same every day.
I'm not gonna lie. If the inmates in this jail wanted to rise up and take over the jail and take out all the guards, it's gonna happen.
These bitches are.
I was up, all night long. You're in someone else's house here, like, they had to take you in like you're a homeless pet or something. I don't understand this. It's ridiculous. It's like a daycare. Get the out of here.
We don't want to be here. They don't want us in here.
Shut the up! Oh my God, put your hair up and don't touch nobody. 3F family, I've just been informed. The VO holes are here.
What?
There's lice bugs.
It's just like, the girl had lice. As soon as she said that, we're all like, everybody searched each other's heads. Like, everybody was so paranoid and looking at each other's head and like it was nuts. God. Everybody was freaking out. No, we're not doing lice in here.
It's like every day. They wake up screaming. They go to bed, they wake up again screaming. I'm so sick of it. Every day.
I'm not feeling this at all. Good God, could this get any worse?
Until coming here, like, we don't realize how good we actually have it over there. Like, this sucks. This is terrible. We don't know for sure, but they did say that it was still flooded over there and to not, place our beds on being able to go back today.
We don't have anything to give them to drink. Where we at?
I know you're thinking it's easier to take it all this way from us.
Guys, here's the deal. They brought the shower. They didn't bring anything to drink because we don't have water.
How far would you go to set your own ambiance? Try Airwick's Essential Mist Diffuser. It's perfectly portable and glows with a fragrant mist. Transform your space with Airwick Essential Mist.
Can we at least go back to our pockets so we
No,
can at
it's
least
cut
get
off there too. I can't move you. This is where we're at for right now. We're doing one thing at a time, okay? We have nothing to drink. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're trying to get something up here to drink, okay? I guess
Security risk. The bad news is that
Been up here for 2 days. We haven't been able to shower for almost 3 days.
we're trying to break it
No, worse than a refugee camp, because a refugee camp, they actually give you a bottle of water and stuff, and they refuse to give us water.
Who's got a
top, see my whole thing, aiming the gun at everybody. And so everybody like, hold on, chill.
Now they had to go in and they had to shut it all off, and they have to fix it. I don't know when they're going to do it. It's not the jail, it's the Indiana Water Company. Okay? We don't have anything to do with that. We can't make them hurry. We can't make them rush. They didn't even work through the night. There's nothing I can do.
Do not take it like you did. It's just too hazardous.
Treat us like grown-ass people, and maybe you'll get a grown-ass response. They get mad at us and stuff when we complain. Like, it's unsanitary. But you know what? Don't nobody give a because we're criminals. Sick of it.
Tensions are high. There's things that happen that are unpredictable. We'll do as best we can, and we'll get the sewer fixed, and we'll go on running to jail.
Sorry. It's like you're already in a terrible situation and they do nothing about it, man. I gotta just suffer through this. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
That I had been bitten by something or something had happened to the back of my leg. I was like, some sort of or bite. And I'm like, something's not right.
Does it itch? Does it hurt? It does not look like that.
The guard who actually looked at it wrote a note with my name on it, said what it was, and said, I'll take this to medical for you. But I'm going to be honest with you, she's probably not going to see you because it's not an emergency right now and there's a million other things going on.
That's not right.
Not a settling feeling, you know? It's very unsettling.
The sewers have been replaced. The water's back up and running. It couldn't have came too soon. With inmates, when you put them out of their daily routine, they tend to have self-diagnosis. Now we get to get the inmates back to their sections that they're originally from and get back to normal